we have this class about follow-up, and this is to give you more insights in follow-up strategies and how you can benefit from them. By the end of the class, I also have a nice giveaway that you can use and take direct action, immediate action, use it in your business and benefit from that. So stay till the end. And this class is part of a marketing modernization series. Okay, so let's talk about one of the biggest revenue leaks in B2B marketing, what is lack of follow-up. And leads are coming in, but they're not really followed up at the right time, with the right message to the right people. And that's costing you deals and revenue. So, before we dive into details, short introduction about myself, that you know who you're listening to. Erwin de Wert is my name. Started business marketing in 1995. Started my own business in 2009. And most customers are in the technology and professional services business. Not all, but most of them are. I worked with companies of all kind of sizes over 22 different countries. And I like the really result-focused approach of marketing. But all of that is not really important because we are here for you. And so let's dive into the follow-up strategy. Let's take a step back in the first place and look at the process of how we get clients. In other words, the customer life cycle. It all starts that we reach out to an audience, and it's important to find your ideal audience. In other words, what kind of audience is the best fit for you to have the best success, and that will really help you to speed things up. So, and then we have actually 4 stages, and basically every business has these 4 stages. And the first is that people must know you and know who you are, what you do, how you can help them. So you need to get attention from your audience. If you have the attention, then it's important that people start liking you and be interested in the things that you have to say, that you have to offer, and the benefits that you can bring them. In other words, then we talk about lead generation, getting leads. But then if you have leads, that doesn't mean that people would like to do business with you, because to do business, they need to trust you, that you are the right company, the right person, that you have the right system, the right products and services. And to make this conversion, you need to build that trust. And then last but not least, very important is retention. In other words, that if we have a client, that we would like to keep the client, to stay with us, to continue invest in us, and that we build a relationship, what is a long-lasting relationship, because there sit the profit. The profit sit in the lifetime value. The other steps, they cost money, they cost time, a lot of effort. So when you have the client, then you can profit, and the longer you take this client, the more profitable it will be. And the whole follow-up is speaking about the different stages, how we can deal with this, and how we can improve the flow from the first, let's say, awareness through the retention stage. However, what's the problem? We see this in B2B SMBs and also SMEs, small medium enterprises, that a lot of sales teams, they are very reactive because they're overwhelmed with so many things they have to do. So they're not so focused on the correct lead follow-up. And follow-up, because of this, is inconsistent and in many ways generic. Marketers, they many times do not have really an idea what happened after the lead is created, and it's somewhere in the organization, but what did happen to it? Was it a good lead? Did it convert into a client? Yes or no? So there's a lot of disconnection between marketing and sales and in the whole life cycle. So probably, or maybe this sounds familiar. Anyway, for me it do, because we were in exactly the same situation, and that's why we are looking for how we can improve this, how we can make this better. And coming back to the flow that we've seen before, there you can see that the follow-up in effect, because there's a lot of lost potential between the different stages, and that is a normal thing. And because when people come to your website or to a landing page or you meet people, only a small percentage of them will make the next step, and that's for every step. So that is finally giving you the result that you have. So as an example, if we have 1,000 people coming to our webpage, and an average of people that come to a webpage and give their contact details, so becoming a lead, so they give a response, a contact, etc., so they become a lead, is somewhere between 10 and 20%. That's an industry average. So let's say we take 10%. So that means out of these 1,000 visitors, we have 100 leads. Well, cool, right? We have 100 leads, but that doesn't mean that they move on from being lead to the next stage. So again, from lead to opportunity, there is a benchmark 5 to 15%. So let's say we, now to make it simple, we have another 10%, and then that means we end up with 10 opportunities. So then we hand it over to sales. Sales do the sales, let's say the sales cycle, runs through the sales cycle, and an average they can close 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5, maybe better, but let's say this is an industry average. If you do better, it's great. However, this is an industry average, so that is mean 20%, and then you end up with 2 clients. Well, here you see on the bottom that for every stage we have a huge potential in terms of lost potential. And every stage, most of the people, they do not go to the next stage. And there the follow-up kicks in. If you don't do follow-up, then these percentages will be low, on the low end. However, when you start following up on this, then you are increasing the different conversion stages between the different steps. And that will dramatically improve your results if you do so. So that's why it's important. Pay a lot of attention. So many companies, they don't do anything with this lost potential, so that 80% of people from the leads, they just don't, they leave it like that. They don't respond and they don't follow up on this 80%, and that's it. However, you can imagine if you start doing so and you can get more response out of this bucket with 80%, how that impacts your results. So let's see how we can do that. But why then are most B2B marketing teams failing in follow-up? Well, there are different reasons for it. And the main reason is actually that there is not a good system in place to organize all these teams. And a system that, as an example, are scoring the leads in the right way so that you see the priorities. And also to personalize the follow-up. Nowadays, it's not enough to do a generic follow-up. So you need to make it personal. How you do this? You need a system to have this in place, a good strategy and system. And to automate this on a longer time, because many B2B, let's say, cycles are running quite long. And that means for a longer period of time, you have to engage them, nurture them with the correct content. So, and then, of course, when you have the leads, the handover to sales should be very quickly, smooth, and to the right person. So what we see as reasons for follow-up issues is really a lack of persistence, manual processes that will not do, and insufficient contact moments, what all leads to lost opportunities. So there is a follow-up gap in B2B sales, and well, you see sometimes, or I see all the time in my inbox, these offers for lead generation. Do you want more leads? We have a system for that, and so on and so forth. However, the main thing for lacking results is not the leads itself, but it's the follow-up of the leads. And I have some statistics here, what I found on the internet. So 80% of sales require 5 or more follow-ups to close. And that's, I think, a very optimistic number. Many times it's even more. So you need a lot of contact moments, follow-up moments to make things converting and successful. And also 48% of the salespeople never follow up with the lead, and only 25% make a second contact. So that means second is not enough, we need 5 or more. 41% of companies struggle with follow-up to do this in a timely manner, right? They wait too long. Well, I have it myself. Sometimes I download something, and then maybe a couple of days or a week later, I receive a call from a company. Hey, do you remember you downloaded our document? I already forget what it was because I look up many things and I download different resources. So how do I know exactly what it was? When it takes too long, then people forget about you already. So it is important to take immediate action and to have instant contact with them. And also half of the organizations, they fail with the whole process. They don't have the process in place. Well, there had been I was searching for some research to back this up, and I found different resources. And for instance, about the persistence, and it's crucial. There is a report from the Marta Group, and they claim this 80% of B2B sales require 5 or more sales up. Then we have the Peak Sales Recruiting Company, and they did some investigation about the speed of conversion rate. So the connection between how quickly you follow up and the conversion rates. And then we have Belkin's report. They figured out that the first follow-up is extremely important. So the first one that you do, well, that's the first impression, right? It's giving you a door opener for many other things. So to pay attention to the first follow-up. And also the follow-up timing has been researched by Evenbounds, and they found out that you have 10 times more likely conversion results if the timing is optimized. So, and finally, the Quirl study, multiple touch points are really necessary, and only 2% of the companies, they use multiple touch points. So that's very little. There's a lot of potential there. So then how we solve it? Well, introducing the follow-up blueprint as a solution for this situation. And this strategy, this blueprint, fixes the gap between marketing and sales, converts more leads with less manual effort. So the whole point is you cannot do it all manual, and that is one of the main reasons I think that all these things fail. You need to automate it, but then you need to know how to automate it and what is the best way to do it. And the other thing in B2B, and that's different from many other situations, is that you have to deal with the long sales cycles. So you need a long nurturing process. It's not a direct response model, what you see quite often, but this is a longer nurturing process that you need in B2B to be successful. Well, we use this by Aim First. It's powered by Aim First and Agentic AI that nowadays makes this so much more easy to use AI and to let AI help you to do actually what you want to do in let's say in an automated way, but still in a human way. Okay, so let's look at the modern follow-up workflow in a step-by-step manner. All right, one of the most important things here is that the different steps needs to work together as one seamless process. Everything is connected, and that's important to understand. What you see a lot is that there are separate elements in place, like we send some emails, or we have a web page, or let's say a landing page, what we have prepared, but it's not really one seamless system. It's not all connected. and there we have the gaps, and there it goes wrong. So if we look at the different steps, then the first is how you capture the lead and what kind of information you also receive by capturing the lead. So how to capture the lead with the lead magnet, and we can do this in different ways. So then, if we have some basic information about the lead, it's important to find out who is this person that come to you. Is it a match for you? Is it a good fit? Is it a good lead? Yes or no? To find out, we need to know a little bit more. So we need lead enrichment. And to enrich this lead, that means we have to research some information. And you understand, if you do this manually, it costs you a lot of work, because for every lead you have to maybe look them up or look her up on LinkedIn to find information. Is this the right person? For what company this person works for? In what industry are they active? And this is exactly the kind of thing that you need to know to make it personal, to make it matter, and to craft the right message for this person. So how you do this? And then the other thing is lead scoring. Lead scoring means that we can prioritize if we are dealing, first of all, with the right person, with the right company, and secondly, where they are in the whole flow, so in the whole life cycle. Are they in the beginning, in the middle, in the end, etc. So then, if we know all that, and then the next step is to organize a follow-up what is conditional. And I have a slide later about the conditional follow-up, so we will look at this in more detail. Same for the lead scoring. And then, of course, the follow-up messaging. And we use a emotional messaging framework for that, because it's very important to find the correct trigger points to help people and to write the message in the correct way. Like I said, it cannot be generic. It must be human, must be personal. It must be helpful. So you need this emotional messaging framework to get that done and to craft the right message for the right person. And then, of course, we need to know what this contact is doing over time. So that means we have some time, because it's longer sales cycles. We need to know the behavior. Are they interacting with our content? We need to track these things so we can respond on it. And there is also a feedback loop, that we receive feedback, what works, what not work, etc. And then the last step, lead allocation to sales. This is a process that needs to be fast, that needs to be accurate, and that needs to be complete. So the salesperson needs to receive full information about the lead from all the research, and then can take immediate action, and already is prepared, and the lead is prepared. So it is a warm lead what is handed over to sales at the right moment. And that's a complete other story than most of cases that we've seen in the market today. So basically, when we look at a follow-up process and just a person is new to our world, they come to a landing page or to our website, they're very highly skeptical. And that is quite normal, because there is such a lot of information that people are highly skeptical. They don't know you, they don't know the product, and they don't know if you can really help them. So then it's important that over time to build this trust, what we discussed. And how we build this trust is by offering them content, what is meaningful content, what is valuable content. And to do so, like I explained, we need to know about the lead, what are the gains, what are the pains, what are the things they are looking for, what are their goals anyway, to give them the right content to move them forward. And then the trust will grow, the relationship will grow. So we have to do this over time to build this trust, and then people can move through this life cycle. And one of the models to manage this and to also, let's say, segment the different leads so that you can offer them the right content is a lead scoring model. And maybe you know how that works. And for the people that are not familiar with the lead scoring model, I can go over this. Actually, the lead scoring has two levels. So the first is if this is a right fit for you and for your company. And that means that we look at firmographic factors like size of the company, in what industry is this company working, and the person, what kind of person is it, what is it, the job position, job level, all these kind of things. Is it a person, is it a company that could be our client? So can we help this person and this company? So is it, in other words, is it a fit? And this is one of the elements of the lead scoring model, to find out if we have a fit or not with our ideal client profile. And then the next thing is to monitor the behavior of the lead. And that means, how is the lead interacting with our content, with our services, with our messaging that we offer them? And then we have this lead scoring model. So that means people that are a good fit and they are highly engaging with our content. This is, of course, the highest priority. And you can see this on the right side on the image. So, for instance, the A1 and the B1 and the A2, these segments, that mean they have a good fit and a high behavior. And these you would like to set up meetings right away, because you can really help them and they are interacting very well with everything you do. So they already start liking you. Then there is a second layer that you would like to reach out, probably by, for instance, phone. It makes it worthwhile because they have let's say, medium level of fit and a medium level of behavior or interest. And so you see there are different segments by this scoring model. So the more you go down, if you have a lead that is completely not a fit, you don't want follow up. So you don't want to send this to sales anyway. So before figuring out that lead scoring, you must be really take into account these different elements, because you don't want to send leads or spend time, send leads to sales and spend time on leads that you can already know that will not work because it is not a good fit. And also, when it is a good fit but they completely not respond to any of your content, then it's also a difficult story. So that's the lead scoring model, very important for segmentation and prioritization. Then we have conditional follow-up. What I said before, how that works is, well, to make it simple, I divided the journey that we have in actually 4 stages. In a reach stage, that means people don't know, it's an awareness stage. And after that we have an activation stage, so that is an act. Then we have a conversion stage, convert, and an engage. And engage mean it is a client and we need to keep engaging, building the relationship with this client. Conditional follow-up, that means that we, based on the status, the lead status that they have and the person that they have, the let's say the scoring that they have, we offer them different follow-up paths, and also depending on what they do. So you see here on the right side, that means we offer them a content piece what is already taking into account in what stage, lead stage they are, what person, what industry, etc. And then we look at the behavior. What is somebody doing with this piece of content? If it is engaging or not. And if it is not engaging, then we offer some other content. And this way, couple of things happen. First of all, we respond on the behavior. And the other thing is that we learn from the behavior. So we learn what pieces of content make sense and make an engagement and work well, and also others that don't work. So this way we can improve ourselves over time, figuring out what works and what not works. And if you do this long enough, you become better and better of this all the time. and you can see this on the, let's say, statistics, the data behind this. That's an important part, is the data to see what works and what not works. This whole thing that works with behavioral based triggers. So in other words, we need to know how people interact with different content pieces like emails, downloads, videos, buttons on pages or pages, visit one page or not, etc. So we have to track all these things and to see where the engagement really comes from. So maybe people engage more on a video or on a download or on an image, whatever it is, right? It can be also engagement on images on pages, that people click on images and so on. If they engage, that's a good signal for us. That means we can move them through a next stage. By doing so, we can really know the behavior and the type of behavior and build our next actions based on the behavior that we see. So what kind of tools do you need to do these kind of things? Because I talk about all these things and you cannot do this manual, so you need automation. Well, we use Aim First. That's the system that we built for this to do the scoring, the lead capturing, the workflows. It's a CRM built in, and what I said, AI. So we use agentic AI, and this really helps to make this on a one-on-one personalized follow-up. Yeah. So this will be launched shortly, and then we make the next step in really, let's say, micro, how do you say this, micro segmenting in a one-on-one. Every lead is special in this case. So the Aim First system, it's a modern marketing system where you can do all these things, and it's covering all the revenue operations elements for marketing, for sales, and for services, customer experience. So what we built is this. The main thing is it's simple and it's very powerful. So it's easy to use to automate and score leads based on role, company size, sector, and behavior. In most systems, this is complicated to set up. It's difficult. You need consultants and so on and so forth. In Aim First, you don't need that. So it also sends personalized follow-ups with dynamic content based on industry and stage of the buyer journey, like I explained. And then, very important, direct integration with sales. So it's a handoff to sales by conditions, what you can do yourself, what is your conditions for a sales-ready lead. Only sales-ready leads are handed over to sales. Sales can immediately see the full history, what this lead did, what emails were opened, how they, let's say, how the whole journey, so have full information about it, and the journey is not broken. There's an integration, marketing, sales. So everything keeps aligned in a dynamic way so you can track it. So of course this has a big impact, because that means way less manual work, because you have this automation behind it. You have better qualified conversations, because when sales is following up, the lead is already qualified and warmed up, and you have full information. So hey, somebody downloaded, as an example, this lead magnet, this blueprint, you know it, so you can talk about it. Hey, this blueprint, do you have some questions about it? And I can help you answering these right away. So people think, oh, okay, they know that I received and requested this blueprint. So you have a meaningful conversation out of the door. It's not cold. So the important is also that you have a consistent system, and that all the leads sit somewhere in this, let's say, in this process. So you don't miss anything, nothing is dropping off or, disappearing, that you cannot find it, etc. So yeah, of course, this helps by running the business and closing more deals, right? And have more revenues. So stop leaking leads, like we said in the beginning. leaking leads, you can win so much more by taking more advantage of the follow-up strategy and process. And you can have exactly the same setup. And you can do this with Aim First or any other technology. It's not about this, it is about the strategy, and it is about the implementation of this methodology, about the blueprint. So we can help you by tailoring this to your business. What we offer you is a walkthrough session, and it's a 30-45 minute strategy first session where we look at your current situation as follow-up. So what are you doing in follow-up and where are the gaps? How we can structure your lead scoring and messaging. And I have a nice giveaway at the end of this class that can help you immediately by setting up the right messaging for you. So if you stick to the end, you'll receive this. And also we show you the exact technology flow that we use to automate it, and what you can then you can copy it, you can use it yourself, and also how this follow-up strategy fits in marketing modernization as a complete strategy. So this is one part of a marketing modernization strategy. There are more parts to it, and we will explain you what other things you can do to improve your marketing. And of course, then give you an insight in what kind of things you else can do and what are the next steps. So you can book this meeting by clicking on the button in the on this page, or you can visit aimfirst.com/walk. And then in the beginning I said I had this bonus, I had this giveaway. And the giveaway is a content mapping worksheet, what we also use in the process. With this content mapping worksheet, you can immediately benefit, take action. After this video, you can already start improving your follow-up process by working on this mapping the content to the different stages in the buyer journey. So it helps you with immediate action and to start building your new follow-up strategy. And you can download this content mapping worksheet. It's a Google Sheet. You can download it here at aimfirst.com/content-mapping-sheet. So we will also send an email with this information, but you can download it here. You can use it. If you have any questions, let me know. Then we are happy to help you answering this. So if you are ready to modernize your marketing, then book the walkthrough session. As said, it's a short business review, where you stand now, what kind of situation you have, where are the gaps, and what are the next steps, logical next steps for you, so that we can give you a tailored follow-up plan, what is specific for your company. It's a one-on-one session. It's free of charge, so don't hesitate. Just book the walkthrough session. It will give you direct value. Click on the button on this page or visit the link aimfirst.com/walk. And I'm looking forward to talk to you and to help you to set up your follow-up strategy. See you there.